building creative talents and outstanding reputation of creative success in the event management arena for decades. Then we get to sit down with Paige Megan from Megan Boys, and we'll have a chance to take a look at the dog park created by Rodney Kaufman and Jane Perlman over at the Corporate Canine Therapy. But joining me on set now is Mikey Singer. Welcome, Mikey.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So once upon a time, you got your toe in the event industry. I started as a dishwasher.
I started as a party planner. So not a party planner, a party promoter.
Take us back.
So I was about 25, 26. I was friends with this guy who did the matzo ball in Toronto. And he said to me, you know a lot of people, you hang out with a lot of people, why don't you get into party promotion with me? So, sure, why not? We did the first matzo ball, made a bunch of money. I was like, this is for me. Did that for about 4 or 5 years. And then from there, I went and I got into the everything to do with sex show. So I was there for 11 years. We did that show across the country, dipped our toe in the US a little bit. Sold out of that in 2017, and I started MKEM from there.
And so what does your new company focus on?
MKEM.
MKEM.
So what we do, we actually just started a new company, which is MKXM for the experiential side. But MKEM, what we are is an event consulting company. We're brought in by a varying degree of clients, everything from small to Fortune 500 companies. We just completed a series of events for the Sport Card Expo, leading into an annual general meeting for High Rock.
What's High Rock?
High Rock, they're
not High Rock.
High Rock, they're an institutional insurance company for hospitals, things like that. So, so we do a mix between consumer and business to business events.
Interesting. So what's some of the highlight events you've got to where like rock star moments or moments where you're like, I got to do this amazing event, this venue, or like what are some of the best?
So I'm a sport card collector as well as working in the industry. It's funny, Paige, who's your next guest coming up here, he did some kid giveaways. We've been friends for years. I did parties with him before I got into this. But yeah, I love the Sport Card Expo. I collect as well, so I have a really good time doing it. And the show has grown. We've hit a record number of guests for the last 4 shows since we've come back from the pandemic. It's really fun for me because I get to do interviews with some of the athletes and things like that. So I have a good time. I get to do what you do. Enjoy this. Not as beautiful a setup as we have here, but it's a really good time. I really enjoy the event space. I like the challenges that come along with it. Yes, it's a high-stress industry, but finding those challenges, coming up to meet them, and then succeeding at them is what we really, really have a fun time doing.
Right on.
Yeah.
What have you seen since before the time we will not mention and after the time we will not mention? What have you seen a change in what you're doing, your approach?
Of course. It depends on what you're talking about. In consumer shows, it's really just getting back to basics, getting people out, getting them connecting with whatever fandom or whatever niche you're looking to do. And business to business, it's really about being a hybrid event. It's important. This AGM that I'm just talking about, 50% of the attendees were online. Yes, they had a bigger turnout than they've ever had in person, but they had more people attending online, which doubled their audience and let more people get engaged from across the country. As a national organization, this becomes a really important aspect of including technology into your event.
Interesting. So like having your event just naturally be a hybrid is just going to make you not just a regional thing, but more of a national or global.
Or international, right? We just did an event for a client who they were talking about battery metals and electrical metals. And so they had a worldwide audience, people tuning in from all over to invest in these niche products. And it was great engagement. What we're doing right now is an example of it, right? Like this edition of Brian setting up this studio and live streaming out to our audience in LinkedIn. This is a fully hybrid portion of this event, which is really cool. So everyone who's not here gets to see us talk.
Yeah.
Right? So it expands the message far beyond what our reach would be in person.
Yeah, new opportunities for sure.
100%.
What are you most excited about?
Me personally?
Yeah. Like in the next year or two?
In the next year or two?
Professionally.
Professionally, growing our team. I love our team. I love my team. We have the best people who work for us. They are friends and family that have come and grown with us. We're looking forward to adding new people. We're looking to grow the experiential side of the business, adding new clients to the roster, and executing. We're going to Calgary for the All-State Soccer Show, which we won an award for here last year.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. Hoping to win an award again tomorrow night.
Good luck.
We're up for 4 awards, so hopefully we'll walk away with hardware on one of them.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
What should people stop going on about? What are something that like we shouldn't worry about that anymore? We shouldn't.
I mean, everything's a worry still, right? Like everything, you never know what the economy or anything like that is going to hold true. It's planned for it, right? Like, don't be worried by it. Engage with it. Figure out best ways to adapt to it. When the thing that we will not mention happened, you had to find quickly ways to adapt to it. So be adaptive, be ready to learn. I'd say the number one thing to not be afraid of is learning new things. Don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid of what's coming down the pipeline. Engage with it, learn about it. You don't have to be a master about it, but you definitely need to know what it is.
Jump in the cold water.
Exactly. ChatGPT. I'm 43 years old. 44. I'm 44 years old. Like, none of this technology comes super easy to me, but if you engage with it and learn about it, then you at least know what's happening around you.
Yeah. You reminded me of like Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect. He said, impossible was like just a matter of time because like radio got invented, cars, planes, all these things. But now we're having these moments where like as a boy looking for like somebody talking on a cell phone the first time, somebody like talking to a computer and it talking back to you, and like ChatGPT is like, we're in the future now.
We are, and it's nice to see, and it's, again, just things that we can incorporate into our live events to make them a more accessible event, make them more engaging, and that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the events as engaging as possible so it gets returning audiences, gets returning sponsors, and we get to continue to do awesome stuff like this.
Yeah. What are your strengths that you want to, like as a company owner, you got to delegate your weaknesses, but what are some of your strengths you want to lean into more? What are you great at doing that you want to do more of?
We're really great at servicing the client. We understand the client's need, we service the client's need, we create a very strong relationship and bond with them so that we can understand what their pain points are, what are their fears, so we can help assuage some of them and help deal with them as they come out.
It's emotional intelligence, basically.
Exactly, and it makes a huge difference. Like, yes, all of us here are great people who can execute great events. Understanding how to talk to the client and making sure they feel heard is a really important aspect of it. And I think that's something that we as a company really excel in.
I find that a challenge too. Like, how do you get people to open up? Like, sometimes we get people, they'll even pay our highest prices for our best work, but then, like trying to pull teeth to get them to open up, and like, what are some adjectives to describe this event you want?
I think being as open as you can be invites that openness back from the client, right? Like, don't try to hide things. Don't put up a front. Be you, be honest, be sincere, and it usually pays dividend. I'm not going to say every client is like that, but even our Fortune 500, high-level clients, there's always a person at the end of the line that you can connect with and really create that relationship.
Interesting. So what's happening in the next year or two? Like, is there anything you're really looking forward to, or new areas you're looking to explore?
I'm flying out of this. Forget next year. I'm flying out of here on Thursday after we got the event on the awards gala on Wednesday night. I fly out of here Wednesday for an event. We got a Sport Card Expo in Edmonton.
Oh wow!
I come back and we got a Connect event at another event center for 3 days. This is about environmental law and things like that, so it's just event after an event after an event. And then summertime, take a little time for the family. My sister's getting married. That's exciting for
cool.
me. And that's about it. Cool. Really, it's trying to find that work-life balance, right? So you work really hard in this industry for 3-4 months at a time, sort of break in Christmas, and then you come back and it's again 3-4 months of really hard work, and then just finding that time for yourself, because Julius Solaris put out a post yesterday on Instagram, and he's like, take a break. Events are really stressful, and it's really important to do that and recharge.
Yeah. I can see Julius just cool side of the pillow right now, taking a nap.
Oh man, that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's super helpful. Like, that's the events industry. What I'd like to see is more of a community. What what the pandemic did and people getting online, it forced us to create a lot more communities, especially with us being so busy and stressed out all the time. Having more communities to lean on, having more groups to lean on. I spent a lot of time on, can't remember the app, but
the chat,
Clubhouse.
I was going to say Snapchat, but
Clubhouse. Created a lot of great.
I was going to say you said communities. Personally, it was Twitch, but yeah.
Yeah, listen, Twitch.
I did some Clubhouse,
YouTube, right? Like these things are great, and they really. I see it in a lot of other industries. I like to see it in this industry, and it continues to grow. So that's really nice.
I want to work for you. Where can I get in touch?
Apply at MKEM. We'll be putting up some job postings very soon, actually.
Yeah. What's the website? Where's the Instagram?
MKEM.ca, MKEM on Instagram, and LinkedIn. And yeah, you can find us anywhere. We're having a really good time. It's a lot of fun doing what we do. We love our clients. We love the people who we work with, and we love our vendors.
Right on. Thanks very much for coming out today.
My pleasure.
Great to see you. Yeah.